All right, welcome. We have an interesting show for you today, people. And let's see. You want opening remarks?
Today we will be viewing Tommy Wiseau's masterpiece, The Room.
No! Enjoy.
Seriously?
No, seriously. You were late. You were late on the joke. Joke's over. To go to the real show.
Oh, well, the opening.
Nobody wants to do the opening.
Not for this crappy one. Fine, whatever.
Toonami, kids love it.
I had the whole clip going on.
We don't. Nobody wants to watch the whole clip.
I won't mind watching all of them.
Okay.
Whatever. Welcome to the Toonami Now, kids love it. I'm Double J. This is Pudding Cordero.
Chris Lacasse is the Easter egg of the panel. If you can find Chris Lacasse, you get a prize.
Right there.
Nope.
Not even close.
Nope.
Okay. So, Toonami, everyone here grew up with Toonami, and pretty much that was the sole reason everyone got into anime.
Does anyone here not know what Toonami is?
You get out! Yeah, so Toonami, awesome anime block. Let's see. This is pretty much one of the only reasons you ever watched Cartoon Network, other than the cartoons.
Actually, I watched Cartoon Network before Toonami. Toonami is what convinced me that I was into anime. I didn't know what anime was. I didn't realize that I was already watching some of it on television. I just thought cartoons were cartoons. And then Toonami came on, and I'm like, oh, all this stuff comes from Japan. Like, that makes sense because all of this stuff has a similar art style, and then so it started my education and involvement. Anyone have a similar story like that, where you're like, oh, there's this entire world of animation and stories, that's out there, and thank you, Toonami.
Drum and bass.
It's what?
Drum and bass.
Drum and bass.
Yeah. All their bums used to have drum and bass music, and I discovered that as a genre because of Toonami.
Because of Toonami. Oh, there you go. Got into some D&B. Okay.
Nice. Let's see. Reasons of awesomeness. Toonami was one of the major factors that contributed to the anime boom of the late 90s and early 2000s. And despite the fact it had its little bumpers, it actually did kind of tell a narrative later on, like in some of the stuff it did.
When they
Other than the
upgraded,
fact there was a guy in a ship with his AI.
It was a very loose narrative. Like
A loose narrative. Yeah, that's a
they
good.
did like lockdown and
Yeah, we'll get to that.
other lockdown and
Other
lockdown. They were all locked down.
during the era, just involves him getting upgraded to a new outfit.
Yeah, pretty much the same thing happened every time. It's like oh, they're doing an animation thing. I guess he's about to be upgraded again. That's what's going on. They want us to go to their website that no one likes. Can you just play the shows? Can I just see the anime that I came here to see?
One of my best is he just ran a mining vessel.
Speaking of our hosts, who started watching Toonami when this guy was in charge of the show?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So we have some people who do not know who Moltar is. Has anyone ever watched Space Ghost Coast to Coast?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's where he's from. So that was way back in the day. Awesome dude. And then Tom took over.
Yeah. Spaceship.
Tom is actually an acronym, according to our research, for Toonami Operations Module. And he originally, Tom 1, was by Sony Straight, and when they transitioned to Tom 2 in the Intruder event, that was actually a very smooth transition. I thought it was the same voice actor at first.
Yeah.
You really couldn't
Yeah,
tell
I
the
didn't
difference back
notice. I
then.
didn't notice the change in voice actor. I thought it was the same.
always
Are
thought
there
Steve
Tom 1 plushies? Because there should be.
I have never seen Toonami plushies.
Does anyone make stuff here? Like someone make that. Or if you know someone who makes that, tell them to make that.
Which Tom? Well, which Tom? would you
Tom
recommend?
1. That's the
Tom
one
1. The
one that looks
Bomberman
like
Tom. Okay.
Bomberman Tom, the one that looks like a plushie.
Yeah. See, look, he has a nuclear power pack in his stomach. I mean, seriously, that's Bomberman Tom.
Alright, what else we got?
Oh yeah. We have to show this because it's a very iconic.
Oh yeah, the
Who remembers this event when this came on?
the first lockdown?
Yeah.
Almost there.
Oh yeah, this is when Sarah was introduced. online games that you could do, and they always gave you the codes to progress. How many people actually played those games when they were doing them?
I only played it when he transitioned to Tom 3.0, because that's when they did the digital comic for his transition that time.
No, the webcomic, yeah, we're going to get to that. Speaking of the...
Oh, the vacuum cleaner. It's your old pal, Tom. Got some big news, but let's get the big guy to help me out. Get ready. Playtime is over, sweet girl. Starting March 17th, Toonami's got the new deal. Let's do it. New Tom. New Absolution. New shows. Same old goodness. The battle against the G-Gundam at 5. I've seen that technique. 5:30. All new Dragon Ball Z. What I represent can never be destroyed. 6. The Spirit Detective Yu Yu Hakusho. And at 6:30, the premiere of The Wandering Samurai. Rurouni Kenshin. So the true battle finally begins. Ooh, it's so sweet. He always makes it sound so good. Hey, don't forget to log on to Toonami.com and check the exclusive online comic to find out how I got this new look. It's a bit of a tale. See you March 17th. Late.
God, it's feeding me.
And for those who didn't know, the narrator for Toonami was actually Peter Cullen, who was Optimus Prime.
Yep.
So he was pretty much the reason you would not tell when those commercials would come on.
He also narrated GPX, like the opening.
Oh yeah, he did like a lot of things. He narrated Voltron. He did like a whole bunch of stuff.
He's got that narrator voice.
Yeah, he's got a voice. And yeah, Tom 3, as we mentioned before, it was a web comic exclusive. So unfortunately, it would have been cooler if they had like a little transition, another event.
They really wanted people. They really wanted web traffic. And so they knew people. They knew people were interested in Tom and like what was going on in the Toonami ship. So that was a tactic they used to get people to.
Yeah. For those of you who haven't, has anyone here read this webcomic? All right, one person.
Apparently the tactic didn't work.
Good move, obviously.
Good move, Tim.
For those of you who don't know, yeah, the webcomic was
Don't
called.
care that much.
The webcomic was called Endgame. Pretty much, it's just they encountered this one big bad guy. This dude,
was like
he destroys the ship, Tom's whole body, and Sarah revives him into...
Tom 3.0.
Yeah.
He even says it in the comic.
Which is interesting, and that's what that started. And then came this. Oh, God.
Just skip this part.
So we went from Bomberman to new Tom to Master Chief Tom to...
Thomas the Tank Tom.
Yeah.
That's the best way to describe it.
Yes. That is what that is. I really don't know whose idea was it to come up with that. Hopefully they were fired.
I don't know. That's
Out of a cannon.
Awful.
Pretty much just canceled Toonami.
That's why Toonami was canceled. There were still plenty of people who watched it. They just took the Tom design.
I know, this was, I really don't know what they were
They
thinking.
actually showed him on TV.
Oh,
Yeah.
but wait, but after
So, what
he
you guys
came
been
back,
up to? Enjoying your time off? I know, right? You wouldn't believe the trouble I get into when I'm left to my own devices. Oh yeah. Look, I know you said to keep it between us, but we might have to tell that story one day. Okay, whatever you think is best, bro. Take care of yourself. It's all up to you now. All right, man. Take her easy. Good.
yeah, they fixed that.
They retconned Tom 4 to be someone else. Like, sorry, that's someone else.
They did that when they introduced Toonami again?
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
essentially,
that was after it came back.
Honestly, I didn't see that.
Last
I
year.
quit
So-
Yeah, I'm happy that they did that.
That makes
so
sense.
that Tom is the actual Tom 4.0, not the one
Well,
you
this
saw.
is
That was the
Technically,
Tom 3 design.
That was
They
the
went back
original.
to the Tom 3
Yeah,
design.
technically people have dubbed it as 3.5, but really it's just Tom 3 with enhanced graphics.
Yeah, so I noticed that they
4.5.
upgraded Tom, and I was like, oh, he looks the same, except a little bit less.
And then we
Better.
have Sarah, our online AI, who is voiced by a person who no one is really familiar with, Sally Timms, who, get this, is a British country singer. Yeah,
Wow.
process that one for a second.
I don't know if you knew this, but Britain has a countryside.
Really?
Yes.
They do.
Yes.
That is amazing. Moving on. The Clydes. These silly little robots. We don't know what happened to the first 48. We assume that they were all sucked into a black hole. Well, let's see. So, yeah, we had, these were the ones that came around the Tom 3 era. Tom 1 to Tom 2, and then this was during Moltar's ever. I like this one because he's just chilling. Nice sharing the drink.
Very lazy.
Yes, very lazy indeed. He was so laid back. And yeah.
Those eyes. Damn those
So
eyes.
really, you made this and you couldn't even put it. And they just took his face and
Why
just moved
the
it.
eyes? that looks like one of those like shops on Meme Base or something where they like put the goofy face on everything.
Yeah.
Oh my god, it was.
Move on.
Yeah. And then we had the Absolution, our Ghost Planet spaceship. So I prefer personally the Tom 1, Tom 2 era version of this vessel.
Oh, you mean the good-looking one?
Yeah, the good-looking one. Yeah, very original in its design. And then, Anthony, you want to comment on that one?
Yeah.
Typical Halo planet.
Yeah, the 2.0 ship. The 2.0 ship looks like a giant vacuum cleaner. It looks like somebody took their shop back and was like, "Oh, I bet they'll make a great spaceship design. I'm going to sketch that." Like, oh, maybe with some engines on the back or something.
The first one looks like a rifle.
Yeah, it's like a giant gun or something. It's
Super silver.
It's oversized back.
Do you want to be our cameraman?
Is it working? Like,
Yeah, it takes a break like in between.
Every 30 minutes. you
Every
push
30
play
minutes.
again.
So when it hits, so just watch the time clock.
We
and
have
it
to
says-
record an MP4 because he uses Mac.
oh, great.
We're not going to that discussion.
Yeah, that's fine.
Unless it was a Microsoft versus Mac panel, then. Let's see. Oh yes, the other awesome stuff. It had a lot of different schedules. You had the standard weekday broadcast, and then you had, which was like I think they did for just like a few weeks. It was the Rising Sun, which was pretty much a Saturday morning block.
Yeah, that no one has watched because it was Saturday morning.
I didn't even know until right
They were
now.
watching all the
Yeah,
other
it's-
stuff.
Watching WB. That's
freaking
fine.
WB.
But yeah, it was on
Fox and WB were the main two for Saturdays.
Yep.
Yeah, that's
So they
true.
combined
And then
each
those,
other.
yeah, and then those died.
Although I'm glad the weekdays one night.
Yeah, I feel sorry for.
They didn't
today's
even
generation.
they even do the intros like the Toonami made intros. They just slap the intro, their original intros onto it, American intros. They're just
Yeah.
Let's see. And then who remembers Midnight Run?
Yeah.
Everyone liked that.
Pretty much
John
watched
Moreno,
uncut
Adam
anime.
BBC, all the good stuff.
When I first got cable, like, it's like we got on accident. This is what made me keep cable.
Oh, yeah, Midnight Run.
I saw
Oh,
Dragon
yeah.
Ball Z Midnight Run. I'm like, hell yeah.
And then later on,
Got it.
they
Fancy people
moved over
beat.
to Saturday nights. That's when they started to go.
That's when they started dying.
This was the precursor to going downhill.
Yeah.
This was the top. This area here was the Tom 4
With the Saturday night only
schedule. They
schedule.
put them on that.
They went once a week.
On midnight, Saturday nights now.
They're back on Saturday nights now. And let's see, yeah, this is why you guys are Adult Swim. This is why I wish they would just buy Cartoon Network, which would probably be nearly impossible, or just
They
get
can
their,
actually have
or
cartoons
get their
on there?
own channel. So then people will leave Cartoon Network and just watch that.
you mean Cartoon Network too. Everything I loved about the old Cartoon Network.
And I think we had, yes,
Boomerang's worth its TV.
before Adult Swim.
Yeah.
Graphics. Nothing's on and you're too tired to hit the sack.
Good old Steve Blum.
Don't worry, we're here for
Actually, that's the
Yeah. Tom Williams signature. I love this little Thunder.
Saturday at midnight to nothing.
Breathe. I just watched it.
5 hours of your favorite Toonami programming.
West.
The old song. For drinking
Pretty much that's the whole reason.
Take that reading.
Oh, wait.
Special guest.
We'll take it.
Every Saturday midnight to 5 a.m. Don't sleep on it.
Let Georgia.
Got ending on.
They actually did have it on Kids WB.
Yeah, that's all I was talking about.
I was surprised that they actually did this.
I know.
The only difference is they didn't do this unique Toonami intros to the episodes. They were just
Did you use the name?
They just used the animated intros they had. Like the DBZ American one was just awesome.
What else do we have? Okay, here we go. The main reason. The shows. So let's start with what we had stateside. We had the original Thundercats, Powerpuff Girls, because they were that awesome, they became worthy enough to be on Toonami.
Yeah.
Megas XLR. Samurai Jack for a short period of time.
Like two great shows
and
canceled.
take that.
Robotech. Oh my god. It's my.
Let's see, and reboot, Toonami was actually the first to show the 3rd season and the 4th season.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They were
the
the first
movie.
to do it.
Because ABC ended like season 3, I think. Season 2.
Seasons were such a pain.
Toonami was like, they were like, oh, people like this. People want to see this.
People want to see more.
We still want more.
Yeah, let's see. And then for a short amount of time during the Moltar era, they showed Beast Wars.
Hell yeah.
Oh, Motar. I remember. I forgot that Motar.
Yeah, we if you were in here earlier, we were covering Moltar just a little bit. And also Batman the Animated Series.
Because, you know, Batman.
It was awesome work.
He's Batman.
And now we move on to our anime. Of course, we got our two good ones, Dragon Ball and Sailor Moon. And we got Gundam. Let's see, Rurouni Kenshin. And for a short time, they had Zoids.
Yeah,
It was like the 3rd season.
Like that. Sidebar 009, Outlaw Star, and one of the most out of the left field animes. Yeah, who remembers Hamtaro?
Yeah.
Pretty much just changed the channel.
Speaking of which,
Wasn't that their first original one?
Toonami presents the story of a robot.
the narration is. Here it comes, makes you want to watch it.
Yeah.
Saving
I know, it's like Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers.
Hamtaro.
Yeah, it's so cool.
Come in small packages.
Peter Cullen would sound awesome.
Toonami.
Yeah, like,
Peter Cullen.
so yeah, again, Peter Cullen. This is why you watch crap, because Peter Cullen tells you to watch it.
I watched it. I was so shameful.
All right, and I'm trying to remember. Oh, yeah, it was just. I find it interesting how they make a children's show, and yet it appeals to like their audiences, like
who does that?
Yeah, who else does that? Really? I mean, seriously.
Oh, please.
God damn it. Yeah, so more judging by this scenario, it's more like My Little Hamster than. So let's see. And oh, right. Time for a break.
Yep.
Yeah.
And we're back. I think it was from Monty Python whole Euro.
It was.
Yeah. All right. So, continuing on. Life lessons.
Life doesn't always want to be your friend. Sometimes you feel like life wants to hurt you. That was a powder. But you can't just hide it, because nobody likes a quitter. You gotta take chances. This fire isn't gonna stop me. Never said it was gonna be fun, or easy. Whether you're totally ready, or when you least expect it, doesn't matter. Life will punch you right in the face. Your resistance is futile. And you can lie there for a second. Cry a little if you need to. But get back on your feet. Because it's the getting back up that counts. That's what shows you've got heart. That's what helps keep you going. Hit me with everything you've got. Fall down 7 times. Get up 8.
You don't want to go down. You have to go to fight.
No, we'll be right there with you. Wake up. Be all that you can be. Only Toonami on Adult Swim.
You gotta love it when they give you those life
Toonami made you
lessons.
feel good about yourself.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yes, it really did. And also, it adds the, what was your thing? Oh, it had the shortest game reviews I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Yeah, they really did.
Great.
To a point.
Mass Effect. What?
Mass Effect, I can't believe the
That was hilarious.
That's not
Oh, hey, still playing this game? Slender?
It's free. Just find it online and settle in for one of the scariest games you'll ever play. No, seriously. You play as some scared person. The game opens with you alone in the woods at night. You need to find 8 pages. Who knows why? As you find them, you'll start being chased by something called the Slender Man. You never actually see him move, but when you look at him, don't look at him. That happens. Slender's a great example of a game that really nails the thing it's trying to do. Every element's designed to slowly ratchet up the tension till you're a nervous wreck. I've played it a bunch and still haven't beaten it, or even figured out what's going on. You know what? It doesn't even matter. Slender's the scariest game I've ever played. Toonami doesn't even know what to give Slender. Here we go again.
The only time they couldn't give it a rating.
It really is a short game. I played it. It's a really short game.
Did you manage to beat it?
No.
You were successful. Okay.
I was scared shitless.
Has anyone actually successfully completed that game?
I can't even beat it with Game Shark.
You completed it.
If you complete it,
You still died.
yeah, there's a special mode that gets unlocked. That's called "Give Me $20."
Oh yeah.
Really? So what? You just go around and collect dollars in the
No.
No.
When you see him, this rap song plays that says "Give me $20."
It's based off a viral video that
So we would go from
based off Slender Man.
It's probably a nervous wreck to something hilarious.
All the fear from it.
Yeah. Like every time you do it,
Yes. Special events.
Oh yeah.
Let's see. New Year's, we had our New Year's Evil Giant Robot League.
Yes.
That was fun. So they had like
Evangelion.
Yeah. They even had like some of the really old ones, like
Gigantor.
Thank you.
They even had
that one.
DBZ 20XL. Where they
I don't think I remember that one.
They showed 4 episodes of Dragon Ball Z every day for 5 days, so that's why the DBZ 20XL.
See, I remember like back in the Bolter days, they had like they showed like the first 3 movies on like a Saturday.
The
first 3 DBZ movies. Oh, I saw recorded all 3 of those things.
Oh yeah.
Christmas tree of light.
Christmas tree.
Yes. When Roshi got all huge. You're like, oh my God, Roshi.
And we also had a month of Miyazaki where every week they would show a movie by Hayao Miyazaki.
Those are great.
Like, it made you actually want to watch it.
And other events. Let's see. The total immersion events, which we already went through the intruder and what you guys the lockdown. Lockdown, it was they go into a debris field, they find a distress signal, and they're getting sucked in by a tractor beam. And so they had like these super collides that could actually blow things up, and they couldn't control them. So they had to have the players on their computers online to just go into the game and to help save the ship.
It's up to us. We have to save the absolution.
Pretty much. And then
again, they want web traffic.
And then they had Trapped in Hyperspace, which a computer virus takes over Sarah and the whole operation system on the ship, and they're stuck in hyperspace. So Tom has to go in kind of like Matrix style and fight the virus. And I forget what the reveal was. I don't think
Was it some kind of villain?
Some kind of villain. You know, I'm just going to say Megabyte. It was Megabyte.
It was It was like some kind of hyperspace guy who existed in hyperspace.
Yeah, so
Cyber
Tom managed to save everybody.
Shredder.
Oh wait,
Here
in
we go,
this
Cyber
game,
Shredder.
you actually got to take control of Tom. Because although I question how that worked with hundreds of people or thousands of people in the U.S.
Shh, you had the real Tom. Don't worry about it. Yours is the real Tom. Yeah.
Let's see. And then, yeah.
All-Star. Tom, and Tom. That's a lot of hosts. And Toonami
No one likes you.
A phenomenal event occurred in the skies which altered the course of human history. There is no hope for our planet if Goku doesn't receive King Kai's training.
Well, I swear
This whole planet's going to go any second. It looks like action. Fire the main gun.
Yes, sir.
It is your destiny that you hold in your hand.
On behalf of the moon, I will punish you.
I was suspended somewhere in starlit space. All strong, all brave, all heroes.
Take heed. What's happening with the eternity to thousands of lives?
Excellent.
Takes you back, doesn't
voice.
You gotta stop at that.
Am I?
Damn it.
That voice.
Why would you do that, Cartoon
I
Network?
close my eyes and they're still there.
It's such a
Scary as a
massive
Slender
event
Man.
celebrating its birthday, and this is what they have to show for it as a gift.
They should mod a version of Slender Man with Tom Ford.
Yeah.
That would be even scarier.
Ah, yes.
Yeah, Jetstream.
Yeah, the online service. Did people go to this site actually for the web
Yeah.
trafficking? Okay, we got one hand. Okay,
I went once.
Okay, we have a
one
few here.
anime episode. I went no.
Yeah,
They showed. They had
just
shows
watched-
that like were better off being showed on.
This was
Toonami.
before YouTube, and so
Yeah.
like, yeah, and then YouTube came, and yeah, this pretty much died.
What they do now is
I wanted to watch
Aftermath,
iShield,
where
and they had it, and it was in
stuff.
English, and I'm like, yeah, no, the English dub sucks.
Speaking of dying, after 11 years, we had to bid farewell.
For a while.
Well, this is the end, beautiful friends.
It's your fault.
After more than 11 years, this is Toonami's final broadcast.
That was so sad though.
It's been a lot of fun, and we'd like to thank each and every one of you who made this journey with us. Toonami wouldn't have been anything without you. Hopefully, we've left you with some good memories. So, until we meet again, stay gold.
Don't show the flying off parts. They think it's suicide.
He hit that mountain
In the video.
I don't know why I cut that out, but it says bang at the end. But even though it was Tom Ford, it did feel, I mean, at the time, it felt, it was a sad day.
Yeah.
This was when television
Music
was
died.
going to shit.
We
we
thought it was gone forever.
This is when we knew Cartoon Network was going downhill.
Yeah.
From here. This is when.
They love to show
I think
crap
when they
and
started
cancel all the
showing
good shows.
Bobo, I mean,
Oh God! Why would you bring that up?
or the
That
four kids,
terrible,
or the
terrible
four
anime
kids,
that made
the
no
Prince
sense.
with One Piece.
Yeah, thanks.
4 Kids One Piece.
Okay, that was not. Wait, was that?
Yeah, that was on Toonami.
It was
that
the
was on
Four
Funimation.
Kids one.
No, the Funimation one. They showed
Oh,
it,
okay, yeah, they just started doing.
but they messed it up.
But they messed up by putting that stupid freaking rap.
So,
Yeah.
4
And they
and a half
kept playing
years
commercials
later-
like every 10 minutes.
Oh wait, why? Why did you do that, Cartoon Network? Now let's take a look at this picture here. To think how much of a terrible thing this was. Okay, we have Tom, who's of course the captain of the ship. He has to die with it. We have, let's see, here's what I love, the best part. We have Goku, Yusuke, Kenshin, and Lion-O as the band.
Yeah.
Let's see, Ash and Pikachu, because I guess they did show Pokemon at one point, falling to their doom. Let's see, Krillin, well, we know what's going to happen to him, so Goku will turn Super Saiyan.